Good afternoon again, and welcome to our students, our staff, faculty, and community partners. Thank you for joining us as we raise the pride flag, a symbol of visibility, love, and resilience. Today we celebrate the LGBTQIA community and reaffirm our commitment to creating spaces where everyone feels seen, safe, and valued. While we take a moment to get settled, and just in case other folks are making their way here, I want to thank everyone who has helped make this day possible. Thank you to our staff, thank you to our faculty, and especially our student leaders who had been essential in making sure that we continue doing these activities to make sure our students feel seen, our students feel welcome, and our students feel and know that we're here for them every day. This flag says you matter, you belong, and we got you. Not just today, but every day. I would now like to invite Salinas Valley Pride President Eric Mora.
Hi everyone, I'm honored to be here today for the Pride Flag Raising Ceremony for Hartnell College. It really is an honor to be here. As I was thinking about what to say or the meaning of the Pride Flag Raising Ceremony, especially in a community college, I thought a lot about my own journey with symbols and positive thoughts. And I'll have to admit that I really struggled with kind of the value of symbols, the value of even manifestation and positive affirmations. I haven't been a particularly religious person, but I have been someone who was introduced to spiritual thoughts from a really young age. My parents are from Oaxaca, so when I would get sick as a little kid, they would bust out an egg and do a limpia. So I was always kind of in the know of that there are other factors in the world. But when it came to manifesting and positive affirmations, it always felt a little too touchy-feeling for me. And I only recently started to change my mind on the value of a positive mindset, manifestation, and affirmations when I started considering the opposite, what happens when you're constantly bombarded with negative messages, as so many of our communities are, right? It's really hard, even for those of us who are, out, who have community, who have family and friends who support us, to not let those negative messages drain our energy, ruin our days. That the opposite also has to be true, right? If you're surrounded by positive messages, then you too will hopefully pick up your energy and believe a little bit more, right, that things are possible. We're now at June 18th, which is way more than halfway through Pride Month, and we've been really fortunate to have so many different Pride flag raising ceremonies throughout Monterey County, and yet I don't think a single one has happened without some level of opposition, right? Whether it be people in the comments section online voicing their support for other causes, or people saying that this is a private matter and that we shouldn't be so public about our identities. And every time we have an incident like that, it reminds me of the misconceptions that people have of our community, right? One of the more common things that we've heard in Monterey when they were advocating for a rainbow crosswalk was that, why doesn't the city honor veterans? And that kind of opposition of, a particular group against ours is just so baffling to me, because there are so many queer veterans, right? That to say that it's one or another is just baffling. In Salinas, we get the same message regarding immigrants, right? Of oh, Salinas should be honoring immigrants. I agree, my parents are immigrants, right? Honor immigrants, support veterans. Support isn't something finite. We can support everyone, right? But it is important to call out particular communities, because it is, those communities that are often invisible. As far as, it being a private matter, yeah, it's a private matter, right? I think many of us, especially when I was in college, when I'm here, I'm reminded of my own time as a college student. There was nothing that I wanted less than visibility in college. I just wanted to blend in. I wanted no one to notice me. So I get that appeal, but it becomes, a public matter because it ends up disproportionately affecting people's mental health, right? One of the figures that I always point to is there's a regional study done by our 4 hospitals that point to the disproportionate mental health outcomes for LGBTQ residents. And one of the things that I tell people is that it's not because we're inherently pathological, we're not, more prone to depression or anxiety than anyone else. It's the environment that we're surrounded by. It's when you're constantly bombarded with those negative messages, right, that you end up developing those complexes, that very real complexes about your safety, about your concerns. How do you learn in an environment where you're constantly questioning whether you'll be accepted, right? And I think that's the value of this Pride Flag raising ceremony, to signal to students very clearly where Hartnell College stands, that Hartnell College is a place where they will be welcome, whether their identities will be honored. I'm also constantly reminded that Hartnell College is not just a place of learning, it's also an employer. So I'm really proud that as an employer, Hartnell College is also making this commitment. And the other thing that I love to highlight is that, we're really proud of the city of Soledad for doing their Pride Flag raising ceremony in South Monterey County. They're still the only city in South Monterey County to do so. However, in the absence of more cities doing it in South County, the Pride Flag raising ceremony that has been flying here on this campus and in your satellite campuses in King City, in Soledad, in Castroville may very well be the only Pride flags in those areas. So I just wanted to thank Hartnell for that unwavering commitment, and to wish everyone a happy Pride.
Thank you. And now I would like to invite Hartnell College President, Mr. Michael Gutierrez.
Thank you, Miriam. Welcome to the Pride flag raising ceremony here at Hartnell College. And as the flag rises, we are reminded that visibility matters. We just had Eric talk about the visibility that we have in Salinas, but also at our other centers. And that visibility does matter. It's a symbol, as the flag raises, of community. And today represents that community. It also represents love, because love, it's just love. It also represents our values, human values like unity and dignity, but also our college values like connection. Students, our faculty, our staff, our community feel a sense of belonging when they come to Hartnell College, any of our locations. Cultural wealth is another of our values, where we embrace all and value the rich cultural assets of all our community. This is a growth mindset that we embody here, not a deficit one. Thank you for being here and helping us build a more inclusive and compassionate Hartnell College. Welcome to the ceremony. I also want to recognize our Board of Trustees, our Vice President, Ms. Alejandra Gonzalez, for joining us as well. So as you can see, the support isn't just our students, our employees, but our board as well. And so we appreciate that tremendously. Thank you for being here.
Now I would like to invite our security team and our students, Denise Reyes and Azul Carrion. Hartnell College sees you. Hartnell College recognizes you. This flag is for you. Our community partners are very important to make sure that all of our students, our staff, and our faculty feel supported. I would like to invite Angela Soto Cerratos from the Epicenter.
Thank you everybody for being here. It is truly wonderful to see the community out here supporting us. My goodness, there are so many things I could say. I wanted my message for today. I know there are lots and lots and lots of things going on around the world, and I know doing constant advocacy work is a lot. It's hard work, especially when we're facing a lot of backlash all the time. So I wanted to kind of think about accessibility when it comes to community care. I know personally myself, I have invisible disabilities, so I can't always be out there protesting with others, but it's also important to kind of like recognize your own capacity in ways that you can show up for community, whether it's educating yourself on LGBTQ 101 or showing up for your friends and family, chosen family, when it comes to joining them for appointments or catching up through a meal. Advocacy work looks very different in lots of ways, whatever that looks like for you. But I really do want to emphasize that we also need to care for ourselves. If we don't care for ourselves, we won't be able to show up not only for ourselves, but for our community. And our community needs us, and we need our community. So I know that burnout is very common, unfortunately. So I really want to emphasize that it is okay to do self-care. I know I personally feel a lot of guilt whenever I take a moment to rest, but rest is necessary. Having fun is necessary. Having recreation is essential in order to keep doing this hard work. So I want to remind folks, if you need a message, it is okay to rest in order to keep continuing doing this hard work. Just to kind of explain a little bit about who I am in case we haven't met before. I see a lot of familiar and new faces. My name is Angela. I use they them pronouns. I'm queer. I identify as genderqueer, non-binary. I could go on and on about labels, but I come from the Epicenter, so we are a youth resource center, and we provide lots of support for young people to get the basic needs met, but also learn and have help when it comes to going from being a teen to a young adult and what the whole journey looks like. I know growing up as first gen, I had to learn a lot of things by myself, and it was really tough. And we want to make sure that our center is a place where you can ask questions that maybe you don't have a community to ask for help. We offer so much stuff, but I come from the LGBTQ program called Our Gente. We have lots of wonderful folks from the community who is able to be there for peer-to-peer support, but not only that, we have lots of events going on this Pride Month. Our first one being this Saturday, here Queer and Thriving. It's an open mic night. It's going to be, I can't remember the specific address, but our wonderful team over here has flyers, pamphlets. Thank you, shout out to Azul, Jacob, Tahani, and Marty. Thank y'all for being here. But we have here Queer and Thriving, an open mic night, this Saturday from 5 to 7. So that'll be a wonderful event where you can meet community, speak your truth, maybe sing a little. I don't know. You do you. But that's one of the events coming up this week. For next week, we have our our Pride Health Fair happening here at Hartnell. If I'm not mistaken, from 12 to 2. I can't remember the location off the top of my head, but again, we have, right here, okay, it's gonna be right there. We have flyers right over here for y'all to share with your friends, share it on social media. Our social media is, our Instagram is ourgente831 all together. And let's see, we also have a LGBTQ mental health study going on right now. I know when it comes to, we're trying to assess how the county can improve. What have they been doing good when it comes to mental health needs? I know I've had my fair share of experiences with going through the whole behavioral health system, and there's always room for improvement, and we need that community feedback. Side note, there is also an incentive for a listening session if you're interested for that. But we really want to make sure that we have community feedback in order to improve services, because I know there is a lot of work to be done. But other than that, I really do appreciate all of y'all being here for this flag racing. Oh my goodness, the wind is making it work. But thank you so much for your time. Again, take care of yourselves, y'all. We need you. We need you to be safe. We need you to be rested, but also to keep going in this very, very necessary work. If you have any questions or need any resources, we're here for y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. Raising a flag is a one-day, 1-hour event. Hartnell College is committed to support the LGBTQIA community beyond the raising a flag, beyond flying the flag for a month. So the second piece of this ceremony will be staged over in the lounge, because we are focused on ensuring that our students can see us. We know that even though not all of our students may be showing up, they're watching us from the sidelines, and even in hard times, we will continue to show up, we will continue to be visible. So we will be walking over to the lounge. Hi everyone.
Ideal students like talking.
Many of you may know this as our Pride Lounge. Our Pride Lounge was officially opened in the academic year 23-24. I would like to acknowledge Dr. Gabby Lopez for all the hard work it took to make sure that this space happened, to make sure that we built a community for students, to ensure that we had student workers, to ensure that we had an assigned MSW intern to support our students, and that happened because of Dr. Gabby Lopez's leadership. Although the space was inaugurated in 2023, many of you who have been here before may recall that the space was an open slate, or a blank slate, where we had those windows, uncovered, just open to anyone. In this past academic year, we did focus on ensuring that we were listening to our student feedback. Some of our student feedback told us that they felt that we had placed them in a case. And I do want to acknowledge this, because part of our work here is also making sure that we're not just creating these spaces and opportunities for students, but that we're enhancing and improving these spaces and opportunities by listening to our students. That being said, after hearing that our students were feeling grateful for the space, but feeling like in a fishbowl where everyone could see them, we decided to take action. And that action transformed throughout a couple of sessions and interactions with other students and with our marketing department. Thank you to the marketing team, Mr. Richard Morales and Florence Swanson. For really hearing what our students had to say, really paying attention to the small details, to the big details, and to the back and forth conversation that ensued, to ensure that what happened, what you're about to see, wasn't what Miriam thought was good. It was more what our students felt that was needed to reflect our students' identity, to reflect and provide our students the space they needed. I am going to read a small piece right here that talks about the space. A space for growth, strength, and community. This design is a reflection of identity, resilient, diverse, and connected. The sunflower, which you'll see shortly, stands tall, always turning towards the light, symbolizing hope, strength, and courage to grow. The lavender represents authenticity and the power of embracing who one is. The greenery represents renewal, resilience, and the ever-evolving nature of growth. The silhouettes represent unity and belonging while honoring individuality, each person bringing their own story, experiences, and strengths. There is no single path or definition of community. But together, this space is one where all can grow, thrive, and be celebrated. I would now like to invite Ms. Denise Reyes.
Hi everyone, my name is Denise Reyes and I'm honored to have the opportunity to speak with all of you today, not only as a Hartnell College student, but also as one of the new student ambassadors here at the LGBTQ Student Support Services program, which also works in sponsorship with the Office of Equity program. As someone who is still new to this role, I've come to quickly realize just how essential safe spaces are for the LGBTQ students here at campus. The Pride Lounge to me isn't just a room, it's a safe space where we can be seen, heard, supported, but most importantly where we don't have to explain who we are, we could just be. It's a place of comfort after a tough class, a spot to hang out with friends and build friendships, where we can grow in confidence, leadership, but more as a community. For me, the Pride Lounge represents three things: visibility, acceptance, and belonging. Things every student deserves to feel no matter where they are in their journey. Being part of the LGBTQ Student Support Services program has shown me that we're not alone in our struggles or our victories. We're part of something bigger, a community that cares, advocates, and uplifts. And I believe that the Pride Lounge is a reflection of that commitment. I'd like to thank everyone who took the time to be here today for this event, as well as who continues to be here and support the Pride Lounge and what it represents. Thank you.
And now I would like to invite Azul Carrion.
Hi everyone. I want to first start off by thanking a couple people. One being Dr. Lopez, Miriam, Ari, all of the OEP team, and then also like the hardworking student ambassadors, Denise, Sai, and then as well as Cece. They do a lot of the behind the curtain work, all the hard work, all the initiative, all the intentional thinking, and all the grace to ensure that places like Hartnell have a place of safety, a place of belonging, a place of visibility, but also a very vivid and vibrant place for us to exist, regardless of what our homes, what our situations, and who we are, like, defines and looks like. The Pride Lounge, I remember when I started here as a student ambassador, was something that could tell was going to take time to establish, but when it did, I was super excited. I was very eager to see it flourish, and from where we began to where we are now, I'm so proud of our team, and I'm so proud of how we are as students and our staff and faculty that we have here that supports us to continue establishing places like this. Another thing that I just want to mention is that when we were deciding what this deco was going to look like, we wanted to take in consideration of everyone's journey with their queerness. Some of us have already fully gone the acceptance of who we are within our gender identity, who we are within our sexual identity. Some of us are just beginning, and some of us, this is the initial step. So the deco really took into consideration of how can we keep those who are just beginning, how can we keep those who are questioning, and then how can we continue celebrating those who have already done that hard work, that resilience, and have taken the reflection to know who they are and to continue keeping the door to knowing themselves more and more. I celebrate those, wherever you are in your career journey, and yeah, I want to just emphasize that. Something else I'd like to kind of just say is in one of my Chicane classes, we did almost some affirmations beginning class. It's called En La Kesh, which was created by Luis Valdez and Domingo Martinez. En La Kesh is a Mayan tradition and greeting and the Mayan culture. In Lakesh, Alaken means I am another you yourself. So I'm going to read these words because they bring me a lot of comfort. And I found a lot of intersectionality when it came down to being queer and just going back and looking at my Chicana culture. En Lakesh, tú eres mi otro yo, you are my other me. Si te hago daño a ti, if I do harm to you, me hago daño a mí mismo. I do harm to myself. Si te amo y respeto, if I love and respect you, me amo y me respeto yo. I love and respect myself. Luis Valdez. Thank you.
I'd like to invite the deans back up front and Dr. Gavin. So as we do this unveil, I do want to share that our students were feeling, again, grateful, but also worried about being able to relax in there, worried about entering the door and not leaving that weight off. So this creates a space for students to not have to hide under those flags, to not have to shrug under those, like on the sofa. It gives our students that space to really just be themselves and take all those layers, all those barriers that are not allowing them to be themselves and just be able to relax on our campus, be able to have a moment where they don't have to worry about who they are. So you're welcome to come closer, take a look at the design, but also if you haven't been in that lounge, you're welcome to come in. This concludes our ceremony. We're very grateful for all the leadership that has allowed us to make this happen for our students, for all the support, and for all of you who are here to show our students, to show those that are present and those students that are watching from the sidelines, from the back, that we are here for them, and we're here for all of you. Thank you.